So you're thinking about learning to code, right? Or maybe you've already started, got halfway through some course, and now you're just stuck. You're wondering if it's even worth it in, 2025. And look, I get it. That feeling of confusion, it's completely normal. I mean, you can't escape it, right? You see these headlines everywhere. You hear that AI is doing everything, that ChatGPT is writing all the code, and that developer jobs are just disappearing. And the most dangerous line of all, don't even bother learning to code anymore.
But here's the thing. Underneath all that noise, all those viral clips and hot takes, nobody's really having a straight, honest conversation about what's actually going on. So that's what we're going to do right here, right now. We're going to break down the coding journey for what it really is. Yeah, with all the confusion and frustration, but also with all the hope.
All right, so let's just dive right into the deep end. We've got to talk about the elephant in the room, artificial intelligence.
I mean, this is the big one, isn't it? It's the question on everyone's mind. Why on earth would I spend months, literally months, banging my head against the wall trying to understand functions and loops and variables when an AI can just spit it all out with a single prompt?
And let's be real, these fears are totally valid, but they're also incomplete. You hear these crazy stories about ChatGPT building an entire startup from scratch, or how GitHub Copilot is basically writing all the code for developers now. And you can't help but think, man, AI is faster than me, it's probably better than me. Is all my hard work going to be for nothing?
Okay, so here's where we need to shift our thinking. The reason that fear is incomplete is because AI isn't coming to replace you. Think of it as your co-pilot. This is a huge mistake people are making. They see the shiny final product from the AI, but they don't see the messy, broken process it took to get there. The reality is, most people can't actually get a real-world app running with just AI-generated code. And you know why? Because the code breaks constantly, and since they don't have that foundational knowledge, they have absolutely no idea how to fix it.
See, an AI is an unbelievably powerful assistant. But, and this is a big but, you can only really use it if you know what the heck it's doing under the hood. You need to be able to look at a bug and have a gut feeling like, is this a front-end thing or a back-end thing? You need to know how to break down a big problem into smaller pieces. How do I get the data? How do I show the data? How do I update it? When you can do that, then AI becomes this incredible tool in your hands.
So this really boils down to two paths you can take. On one side, you're just blindly throwing prompts at an AI. You're not really using it, you're just replacing yourself with it. But on the other side, you're the pilot. You're the one thinking, planning, and strategizing, and you're using AI as your powerful co-pilot to execute that vision. Big difference. So yeah, the rules of the game have definitely changed. Coding is still an incredibly valuable skill, but you've got to learn it the right way for the world we live in now.
Think about it like this. Back in the day, you could probably get hired just by putting I know Python on your resume. Seriously. But those days, they're long gone. Now, companies need people who can solve real problems. They need you to understand real-world tools and be able to stand up and justify the technical choices you're making. And that can only happen when you stop just copying and pasting code from the internet and you start thinking like an engineer. That right there, that's the new currency.
Okay, so what does this new learning path actually look like in this age of AI?
Well, I can tell you one thing, it is not a straight line. First things first, you have to accept that learning to code is messy. It's supposed to be. You'll watch some tutorials, you'll feel great, then you'll try to build something super simple like a to-do list app, and you will fail. You'll hit a wall, you'll feel like you just can't do it. But that moment right there, when you're staring at a blank screen and you decide to try anyway, that is the real beginning of your journey. The debugging, the endless Googling, asking AI for a little help, that's not failure. That's you training your brain to think.
All right, so the next logical question is, okay, I'm in, but where do I even start? Should it be Python, JavaScript? Should I go for web dev, mobile, or just jump straight into the deep end with AI machine learning?
Honestly, the specific language you pick matters way less than your interest in it. Seriously, what sounds exciting to you? What do you actually want to build? If making a cool interactive website sounds fun, then yeah, start with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. If you've always wanted to build an app for your phone, check out something like Flutter or React Native. If the idea of making data do cool things and automating tasks gets you going, then Python is your friend. Just please don't jump straight to the super advanced stuff. Nail the basics first. Now, a quick word of warning. Sooner or later, you're going to find yourself stuck in a place we call tutorial hell.
It's where you've watched hours and hours of videos, you've taken tons of notes, but when you actually sit down to code something on your own, your mind just goes blank. That's because you've been consuming, not creating.
Here's the escape hatch. It's simple. After every single tutorial you watch, add your own little twist, just one small thing. If you just built a to-do list app, okay, cool. Now try to add a drag and drop feature, or maybe add a deadline system, or a user logging. The second you start making those little additions, you stop being just a student and you start becoming a real developer. And that brings me to my final and I think most important point. The future of coding isn't dead. It's just not easy anymore. And you know what? That might be the best thing that could have happened for you.
Look, let's be realistic. You're not going to become a coder in a week. You won't even feel confident in a month. It just doesn't work like that. But give yourself 90 days. Just 90 days of disciplined, focused work. And here's the key, with zero expectation of immediate results. If you can do that, I promise you, you will feel a fundamental shift in the way you think.
This is the loop. It's not simple. You build something, it breaks. It always breaks. You figure out how to fix it, and then you take a second to think about why it broke. And you just repeat that over and over. Pretty soon, you'll start getting curious about bugs instead of panicking. The idea of learning a new language will sound exciting, not scary. So if you're watching this right now and you're feeling scared or confused or wondering if you're even cut out for this, my advice is super simple. Don't stop. Just start. Build one tiny thing. Use AI to help you, for sure, but only after you've really tried to solve it yourself. Don't just copy. Think.
Because in a world where it seems like everyone is desperately looking for a shortcut, your patience, your willingness to go deep and really learn, that is your ultimate advantage. You're already 10 steps ahead of everyone else. That's how you stand out, and that's how you truly learn.